Well, this is our Metabolism Makeover webinar. This is something we like to do with our patients. Every year, we have opportunities to get more information, learn, understand really how to get themselves healthier, how to help themselves. I know metabolism is a buzzword. A lot of people talk about their metabolism, whether it's fast or whether it's slow. I don't know how many people really know what it means, though. They don't really understand what it means to have a healthy metabolism. So that's what we're going to do today. So today is about helping you get the information you need to understand what metabolism is. The more information we have, then we can make better decisions, better health choices. You understand why you're making these choices in the first place, and then giving you action steps to move forward with. If you see my quote over here, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you. We got MJ, Michael Jordan. Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others make it happen. And that's really going to be the theme for today, making it happen. And I fully understand not everybody on our webinar is ready to 100% dive in and make changes. There's just three people I find. The first one is just here for information. They thought it was a good topic. They're here. They're going to hopefully learn something today, get some good information, and that's great. When you're ready to start and jump in, we're going to be here for you. The second person is here for the information, but also ready to do something. They want to make some sort of a change. They're just not sure how much they're going to commit to it, how in they are. And then the last person, this is the make it happen person. This is the person you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're ready for a change. You know you've got to do something different. That's what we're about today. We're going to give you the action steps to do something different, to make something happen, and to make these changes. So I'm excited for that part of it. Before we jump into it, I do want to introduce myself. I know probably most patients are on the webinar with us today, but if there are people out there who don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Nick Degnan. Myself and my wife, Dr. Delphine, are very blessed to own Degnan Family Chiropractic here in Barrington and serve this community and help people get healthy. This is my crew over here. That's my girls. I've got 4 girls, Chloe, Cami, Colette, and Charlotte. So life is fun. It's crazy. We're kind of running all over the place. But what we do here is our office motto is let our family help your family. So everything I'm going to talk about today, everything that I'm going to recommend or suggest to you is absolutely something that we do with our family. From the supplements that we recommend, from the 30-day challenge that we're going to talk about, the exercise routines, everything is something I'm definitely doing it. In fact, I started about 2 weeks ago the 30-day challenge just to make sure I was fully understanding what we were asking our patients to do. Would never ask our patients to do something that we're not doing ourselves. I'm going to officially start it next week with everybody else, but I just wanted to try it out first. So let our family help your family. If there's a loved one, if there's a family member, if there's a neighbor, a coworker, if there's somebody you know needs to hear this and they're not on this right now, share it with them. Let them know that there's somebody out there that's willing to help. I don't care if they live in California or Florida. We'll reach out to them. We'll figure out a way to get people healthy. That's what our mission is. So please join our family. Let us help you. Let's get moving in the right direction. I know we just had the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Maybe we didn't make some fantastic decisions, and that's okay. I'll raise my hand for that as well. But we're going to start right now. Early February here, we're going to kick 2022 off and have an amazing year, the God-given year that you're supposed to have. That's what we're here to help you with. All right. So if you're taking notes, this is where I would start with. So the 5 essentials. If we want to start moving you in the right direction, we've got to get the basics down. So we used 5 principles, 5 essentials of health, which we think everybody is, if they follow, will absolutely make changes in their life. First is core chiropractic. Chiropractic meaning your brain and your spinal cord, your brain and your nervous system. If those aren't healthy, if you have interference, if you have issues with that, there's no way your brain and body are communicating well. So you're not getting the benefit of maybe the nutrition or the exercise or all these healthy choices that you're making. Nutrition, obviously it matters what you eat. The food you put in is what gives you the energy and the healing that you need to build new cells. Mindset, this is powerful. How many people have issues with their mindset and they know holding them back? Oxygen and exercise, movement is life. If you want to get healthy, we got to get moving. Minimizing toxins, whether it's the food you eat, the air you breathe, the chemicals all around you, the more you minimize toxins, the healthier you're going to be. So today's going to focus mainly around nutrition, oxygen, exercise, and minimizing toxins as we start to move you into a healthier lifestyle. So what to expect. I kind of hit that already, but what is metabolism? Literally, what are we dealing with? Why it's way more than just weight loss. There's plenty of people on our webinar today that don't need to lose weight. Some of you actually may need to put weight on. And if you can regulate your metabolism and use it efficiently, it's exactly what you need. Action steps. So we're going to talk about the resources available in the action steps. Our metabolism bundle, which we have a handful of people have already signed up for. They did a pre-order of the 30-day challenge, right? That we're putting this out there so you can literally make it happen. We just talked about making it happen. This is how you do that. And then we have a new metabolics program that we're going to introduce just briefly. This is something that Dr. Delphine and Sarah in our office are running. It's brand new. We're excited to roll this out. This is more of the deep dive into the internal workings of the body. So we're going to talk about that briefly here at the end. So let's go. Metabolism, what is it? The actual metabolism is called your basal metabolic rate. Let me pull this up right here. So your basal metabolic rate is essentially all of the internal chemical reactions that are happening in your body. So anything that goes on, digestion, heartbeat, lungs breathing, cell repair, hormone changes, it's any of those chemical reactions on the inside that create energy. That's your basal metabolic rate. And that's going to differ from body size, composition, age, sex. It all matters on what your basal metabolic rate is. So when somebody says metabolism, what you're really talking about is the basal metabolic rate. And the crazy part is that 70% of your body's daily energy. 70% of all the energy you use is through this metabolic rate, this basal metabolic rate, all the internal chemical reactions. Does that make sense why this is so important that we regulate or have an efficient metabolism? And now the next slide is going to talk about fast or slow. I'm not worried about if you have a fast or slow metabolism. I have grown up my whole life telling people I have a slow metabolism, and then very jealous of a wife, Dr. Delphine, who has a fast metabolism. You know, if I don't work out and if I don't watch what I eat, I will gain weight pretty quickly. Dr. Delphine is trying to gain weight, but she can't gain weight. Problem to have. I get it. But what we're looking at here, it's not about fast or slow. If you have a slow metabolism, you really have a low basal metabolic rate. It's not working efficiently, meaning when you're doing your daily activities, it's not burning the energy the way it's supposed to. We just talked about why this is way more than weight loss. It's all those chemicals on the inside, and it's about regulating it. So if you do need to gain weight, if you're somebody that feels like you have a really fast metabolism and maybe you have trouble gaining weight, that's just as big of a problem as somebody that can't lose weight. So you may not be regulating or using your metabolism efficiently. Could have something to do with diet, chemicals, toxins, hormones. We're going to look at all that here today. So I think this is the basic understanding that most people have. You eat something, you digest that food, and that food becomes energy. Well, the metabolism portion of this is the way you digest the food. When you're digesting your food, that puts off energy as well. That's part of your metabolic process, your basal metabolic rate. And then converting it to energy, again, that's a process that is part of your basal metabolic rate. So all that's the major part of your metabolism. So if you're eating unhealthy food, right, it's not going to help regulate or help you use your metabolism very efficiently, and it's going to become poor energy. So we want to make sure we're regulating there. But it goes beyond just food, right? When you're sleeping, think about what you're doing when you're sleeping. You're breathing, you're digesting food, your heart's beating, your lungs are moving, you're managing repair, you're repairing your cells, your hormone levels are changing, body temperature is changing. But when's the best time we heal? It's at night when we sleep. So if your metabolism isn't regulating, isn't efficient, you're not going to heal efficiently. You're not going to recover as fast. That may be something that a lot of people are dealing with. They're not healing and recovering the way they think they should at nighttime. So again, regulate your metabolism. Don't just try to, cut things out. We got to get regulation here. Why is that important? Pretty crazy. 88% of Americans suffer from metabolic disease, and most of them don't even know about it. I think that's worse. 88% of Americans, that's only 12%. 12% of our population does not have some sort of metabolic disease. Now imagine you are in the 88%, and then you're also walking around and you don't know you have it. So what are you going to do to fix it then? Nothing. You have no idea. So you wait till it gets what? Really, really bad. And then you're saying, oh man, now I really have a problem. And you're starting from way behind. So just an example, metabolic syndrome, cluster of conditions that occur together, increasing your risk of heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes. These include high blood pressure, blood sugar, excessive body fat around the waist, imbalance in lipid and triglyceride levels in the blood. I know we've just been going through a pandemic and people are really focused on that, which, in some ways is a shame because we haven't talked about heart disease in 2 years. And just to be very, very, very clear, heart disease is by far still the number one killer of people in the United States. Heart disease tops them all. And nobody's been talking about it. Nobody's been changing it. We've been reducing our oxygen levels. We've been staying away from people. We've been not exercising. And I get it. You got to keep yourself safe if you feel like that's the way to go. But what we're doing is we're taking a bad situation and making it worse, especially with heart disease. Type 2 diabetes. What's crazy about type 2 diabetes? It's 100% in your control, in my control. We can absolutely change the way our body handles blood sugar levels. That's for type 2. We had a detox we did, I think 3 years ago. A gentleman came in, did the detox with us, completely reversed type 2 diabetes in 7 days. 7 days, completely reversed it, gone. And really, we asked him to do the detox with us, and he cut out things like drinking beer and pasta and this stuff for just those 7 days and completely reversed it. It's 100% possible. They actually did a study called the Human Genome Project years ago. I can't remember when it came out, but the scientists were actually trying to prove that it's all genetic. Genetics the reason why people have issues. There's a lot of money to be made in genetic manipulation and that sciences. So they were trying to prove that all we got to do is mess with people's genetics, and they actually proved the exact opposite. They proved only 3 to 5% of all disease is genetic, which means 95 to 97% of disease is actually environmental, meaning it's in your control. It's stuff you're doing to yourself. So just know that even though we have these issues coming up there, we can heal. Our body can completely reverse this if we put the time and energy, right? Make it happen. That's what today's about. Make it happen. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you can do something about it. This is supposed to be my kind of scary, but I tone it down with our cute little dog here. I'll talk about him in a second. Think about this is what metabolism disorders look like. So if you're wondering, is this something I need to be worried about? Is this something, am I dealing with this? Because a lot of people may not know. Look at all the categories that metabolism disorders cover. Fatigue, chronic pain, arthritis, obesity, diabetes, thyroid dysfunction. How many people are dealing with thyroid issues? Low libido, anxiety, depression. I mean, come on. I know we all want to be in that 12% that don't have metabolic disorders, but if any of these are something you're concerned about, you're dealing with, you're probably in that 88%. And my recommendation would be do something about it. Like make that change. The reason why I put our little dog in here is because I want everybody to look at that picture. And then once you say, oh, that's cute. Yeah, I get it. He's a cute looking dog. But what's the next thought in your head? Aren't you thinking right now, looking at that dog, man, something's wrong with that. That's super unhealthy. That dog's not going to make it very far. Like that dog's in trouble, right? Can we not look at that dog? And that's like the first thing I'm thinking, like, oh my God, that dog has got major problems. Well, now what we need to do is look around us, look around our community, and look around our friends and our family and our coworkers. Look at ourselves. What do we look like? What does our bodies look like? Are we healthy? How about this? If I took a Coke, like a can of Coca-Cola, water in a water bowl, walked up to the dog, and I started to pour that Coke into the water bowl to give to the dog, how many people would like immediately jump up and slap it out of my hands? Be like, don't give that dog the Coke. That's super, that's unhealthy. You're going to hurt the dog. Don't do that. Or if I had a goldfish and I was about to pour a can of Coke in my goldfish, how people are like, stop it. You're going to kill they're so worried about that goldfish or that dog. But then how many of those exact same people would take that can of Coke and drink it themselves? No problem. All right. Do you see that the issue that we have here is that, yes, let's care about the animals, but we're killing ourselves with the stuff we're eating and our sedentary lifestyles, and we're not having as much concern as we would for our own pets. I think of it, just go even more out in nature. If there was a giraffe that looked like that dog, what would you think would happen to that giraffe pretty quickly? It's going to get eaten. It's going to like that. He's not going to survive. So why do you think it's okay for us, but not for the animals. Why can't I give a Coke to the dog, but I'll drink that myself, or not eat healthy food myself, but make sure my dog has a nice healthy diet? It's time to start looking to yourself, to your neighbors, to your family, to your friends, and noticing the sickness around you and doing something about it. The first step is to understand what you're dealing with. So how does this happen? A lot of this can be toxicity driven. So if you're wondering, like, where did this come from? How am I dealing with this? BPA are toxins that are like in our plastics that our foods are stored in. Mercury, lead, things that could be in our water, in our air, things that are in our walls that we're breathing. Fire retardants. This is the bottom left here. Those fire retardant chemicals in a lot of our couches and beds. I actually just found an amazing company called BioPosture that is a mattress company that, with the doctor's note, essentially all it's stating is that you don't smoke as long as you're a non-smoker. The doctor's note, they'll take the fire retardant chemicals out of the bed. They won't make them with it. So we ordered a bed for me and my daughter, and me and my wife and my daughter, and we get to sleep in the bed now that doesn't have these chemicals built into it. Just finding ways to keep ourselves healthy and to avoid some of the traps that are going to lead to chemical disruptions. So what this looks like, it's a term called endocrine disruptors. Endocrine disruptors. So when a toxin comes into your body, very often it mimics normal hormones or normal chemicals in your body. So if I have a cell and this toxin's floating around and the toxin fits inside the cell, your body can't tell if that's supposed to happen or not. It just knows it fits. So now you're turning hormones on or off that may or may not need to be turned on, which is why that's going to mess up your metabolism, your hormones, and you're not going to function the way you're supposed to. The other thing it does is when toxins are floating around, your body being super smart and trying to protect you, trying to protect you, is going to take those toxins and pull them out of your bloodstream, and it's going to store them. It's going to get them out of your bloodstream. It's going to put them places like your fat cells. It's going to put them in places maybe like muscle tissue. One of the main reasons people have trouble losing weight is because your cells are so toxic. The body really resists breaking those down and re-releasing them into the system, which is part of the reason our metabolic bundle has the detox in it, because that's going to be a very gentle way to help you process those toxins that are going to start to come out. And here, an absolute promise, and I'll talk about the 30-day challenge and the bundle here in a little bit, but if you're going to do those programs and you stick to them, I can promise you're going to see changes. You're going to lose weight or stabilize your weight or gain muscle. You're going to hit those goals. So you're definitely going to have to find ways to process those toxins. So even if you're somebody who doesn't need to lose weight at all, as you start to build muscle and pull those toxic cells out, you'll stabilize that weight, but you still need to process those toxins that are getting dumped back into your bloodstream. Where a lot of this stuff come from? Here's our diet. This is where we're going to jump into a lot more dietary issues. Isn't this sad? I mean, I guess that's a pun. The sad standard American diet. That's a shame. That's a shame that the diet we have is literally labeled SAD, standard American diet. I mean, come on. We can do better than that. It's high in fat. And when we say fat, we're talking bad fats, rancid fats, because there's a difference between healthy fats, which are very, very good for you and you should be eating, and rancid fats like canola oil, vegetable oil, maybe a bad fish oil that people are taking that hasn't been processed properly. Tons of sugar in these diets, ultra processed foods, just lead to huge chemical intakes, lots of inflammation, right? When your body gets thrown out of whack, inflammation goes way up. So we got to change what we're eating. And that's part of the 30-day challenge, is to eat what we call the advanced plan. And I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. So we eat unhealthy and then we see issues. So it leads to a diet. Want to make a change? I'm going to do this diet. And 95% of diets fail. One, because they're just not sustainable. It's something that we're doing incorrectly. You're taking a problem and you're almost making it worse. I'll give you an extreme example. I'm just making this up. But what happens is we go to these diets and we kind of go a little overboard. So let's say we're just not going to eat. I'm not going to eat for 10 days. You should 100% lose weight if you don't eat for 10 days, right? Your body's going to have to take what it has and burn it and use it. But the reason why somebody will lose 20 pounds and then gain 30 is because you put your body into a stress state and a survival mode kicks in. So if you're not eating, your body says, man, something's wrong here. Why am I not getting food? And it says, next time I eat, I'm holding on to everything. I'm not letting anything go. right? Your body starts, remember, its main thing is self-preservation. It's smart, it wants to survive. So if you just don't eat, or if you cut your calories way down, or you're eating just cabbage or eating a Jello diet or something like that, you're depriving your body, you're stressing your body. So now next time you eat anything, it's going to hold on to it because it's in survival mode. At the top, I believe, right on my screen, hopefully it's the same on your screen, I've got 3 hormones listed there: ghrelin, leptin, and insulin. If you don't know what those hormones are, definitely something to look more into. Insulin is the one most people know. That's what takes the glucose out of the blood and brings it into your cells. But ghrelin and leptin, these are all really connected. Ghrelin is your eat hormone. It tells you when to eat, when to be hungry. And leptin is your stop hormone. And I'm going to make it super basic here, but leptin is your stop. It tells you to stop eating. What happens with these hormones, ghrelin, leptin, and insulin specifically, is that we have that sad American diet, that standard American diet, that sad diet is so overloaded with those unhealthy fats and those processed foods and these sugars, and we eat so much of it that we basically burn those hormones out. It's like the little kid that's, mom, 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 and you tune it out. Your body starts to tune it out again because it's super smart. It's saying to itself, man, there is no way we're actually eating all this sugar. There's no way we're eating all this bad chemicals and these bad toxins. Like something must be wrong. So it just says, you know what? We're not going to listen to it anymore. It's like, I got to put insulin. I'm pumping insulin out every 5 minutes for this guy. Something's wrong. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm not going to produce any more insulin. Or the insulin receptor, which goes into the cell, you use it so often that you wear the receptor out. So now the insulin isn't fitting into the cell anymore, which creates the free-floating glucose, which we know is diabetes. Ghrelin, leptin. Leptin's trying to tell your brain to stop. I'll give you an example. Meat sweats. If you haven't heard of the meat sweats, go look it up. Kind of a gross term, but it's when you eat so much meat, essentially, that your body hurts. Your stomach is like in pain. You're sweating from it. That's your leptin screaming at you, saying, stop, stop. I've got enough, stop. But at that point, you've already eaten way too much food, right? So you've got to process this now. And then we keep doing this. The reason why we tend to eat too much is because the nutrients aren't good. So if you're eating a ton of carbs, right, your body uses those carbs up really quickly and inefficiently and just needs more. Like, give me more. A heavy carb diet, I consider like kind of like a cardboard fire, very easy to light, but goes out quick. Where a very healthy, high in fat and healthy protein is like your wood fire, maybe a little harder to light, but it's going to get you more energy. It's going to burn hotter, going to burn longer, right? And that's where we want to be. Again, efficiency. If our body's efficient, you're going to get the better bang for the buck. So I talked a little bit about how we take some of these diets can put us into the survival or starvation mode. I just want to kind of give it the difference between something like intermittent fasting and starvation. I'm a big fan of intermittent fasting. I've been doing it for probably 5 or so years. So essentially, I'm skipping breakfast and just eating lunch and dinner. The first thing I'll say is if you're hungry, you should eat. Whether you're big on intermittent fasting or you're on some sort of a diet or whatever you're doing, if you're hungry, you should eat. What you eat matters. What you eat matters. We don't want to do this incorrectly because if we're starving ourselves, again, we're going into survival mode or we're putting our body at a negative, at a disadvantage, and now it's going into survival where it's just trying to hold on to stuff. Intermittent fasting is a scheduled time where you eat and then don't eat and don't eat. So most people eat lunch and dinner. They skip breakfast and then lunch and dinner. So how this works is essentially when you eat, you need to be just using up the food, the energy that you're creating. So if I eat lunch and dinner, let's say I stop eating at 8, and that's a tip if you're looking to do intermittent fasting. It doesn't mean eat whenever you want throughout the night. I would set a limit to stop eating. So by like 8 o'clock is what I'm going to do over this 30-day challenge. The 8 o'clock is going to be my limit, and I can drink water or tea, something like that later on in the night, but I'm not going to eat anything past 8. So what most people, though, if you look at the standard American diet, they're eating at 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Then they're going to bed, waking up at 7, 8 o'clock, and then they're eating breakfast just because that's what the society tells us to do. Now, hopefully it makes sense. If you ate at 9, 10, 11, and you didn't do really anything else and you went to sleep, you didn't burn up any of that energy. You burned up some for that basal metabolic rate, when you're sleeping, but not nearly enough. So now if you eat breakfast again, you haven't had a chance to use up the other energy, and then you pile more on top. Another tip, if you're looking to change things up a little bit, actually the most efficient way to intermittent fast would be to eat breakfast and lunch and then skip dinner. The only reason why people do it the other way is really socially. I mean, think of it, every time I came home and I ate lunch and breakfast, and every dinner I just didn't eat dinner with my family. Kind of, there may be a little bit of awkwardness there. Or if you're out with your friends and you're just not eating ever going out to dinner because of intermittent fasting. But really the best way to do it, if you're that person who's sick and tired of being sick and tired, maybe you take a week or 2 weeks over this 30-day challenge and you eat lunch breakfast and lunch and skip dinner. You're going to see a metabolic change like that. It's going to be massive because you take the rest of the day and you're actually burning while you're active and doing your daily activities. You're burning the energy that you ate at lunch breakfast and lunch, and then you're skipping that dinner. But either way, you should get a benefit out of doing intermittent fasting correctly. If you have more questions on that, we can sit down and talk about it. Okay, I think we're ready to jump into the 30-day challenge and jump into the metabolism bundle. Just as an introductory for this. So there was kind of 3 parts to this. We had the webinar, which we're on today. I appreciate everybody. We're doing the 30-day challenge, and we're doing the metabolic kickstart bundle. To get the best results, we would do all 3 of those together, right? Take the information from the webinar, apply it to the 30-day challenge, using the bundle to supply the nutrients. But they can be used separately as well. If you're not ready to do a 30-day challenge, but you want to get some healthy nutrients with the bundle, do that. If you just want to do the 30-day challenge and not go for the bundle, that's fine as well. You can do those all individually. But I'm telling you, if you really want to make a change and make it happen quickly, doing all this together is the key. So I'm going to walk through each steps of these 30-day challenge individually here in just a second. But just to give you, we're looking at a progress picture, a protein shake in your supplements daily, 2 meals, which is your advanced plan meals, and I'll talk about that. Half your body weight in ounces in water, 1 45-minute workout per day, chiropractic adjustments and home care, no alcohol or cheat meals, and 10 pages of reading. Remember, this is a challenge. This is for people that are in. We've committed to making change. I'm not saying this is the easiest thing in the world to do, but it shouldn't be that difficult if you're committed. And I'm going to walk through what that looks like. So the 45-minute workout, this is probably going to be the workout, and the nutrition is going to be the biggest things that people have trouble changing. Again, this is something that, let's make it simple, make it work in your schedule. It doesn't have to be one 45-minute workout all at one time. You could break this up into a 22-minute and a 23-minute workout, morning and night. You can do 3 15-minute walks throughout the day. And again, I don't have the research off the top of my head, but I just heard something, I think about a month ago. There was research done on just taking a 15-minute walk after a meal was a night and day difference in your insulin and glucose receptors in your body. Just not strenuous. This was just a nice 15-minute walk people were doing just to get moving. So maybe that's the way for you to do it. If it's 10-minute walks a day, maybe that's the way to go. Now, I would encourage you that as we go through this 30 days, if you're somebody who's never really worked out, you can start to pick up, improve from that walk and kind of get better and better, maybe some weightlifting and other areas. For myself personally, just to give you an example, I currently work out 4 days a week. I do weightlifting Monday, Tuesday. I do functional workout Thursday, and then I do a run on Friday. Now my run's only about usually like a 25-minute run. So I'll have to run or 45 minutes or run then walk. My weights are about 30 minutes in the mornings. So I'm going to extend those. But those other 3 days of the week, I'm planning on just doing a 45-minute walk. I'm not going to stress myself out just trying to find time to get other workouts in. I'm going to add that walk in. Just that extra movement is the key here. So yes, I know it may be difficult, but we're putting in work to make changes, right? We've decided that we're going to make it happen. How does this work with our making our metabolism more efficient and regulate? So the more lean muscle you build, the higher your basal metabolic rate is just naturally. So muscle takes more energy to have on your body, just to use. So like I'm talking about, if you're if you have a lot of lean muscle and you're doing the dishes, you're going to burn more energy. You're going to have a higher metabolic rate than somebody that doesn't do dishes. I'm not talking about just going for workouts here. Just building muscle is going to help regulate your metabolism. It's going to help that efficiency of the metabolism. So we want to eventually work into some muscle building type exercises. Again, not freaking out about this. If you haven't worked out before, that's fine. I'll give you some resources So like our HIIT workouts are high intensity interval training, Max T3. You can Google Max T3. I think it's $9 and you can have it on your computer, on your cell phone, and it'll walk you through all of the different workouts. You got a lot of resources that you can use to get these exercises done. All right, advanced plan. So we're going from whatever your diet is currently to what we call the advanced plan. Part of the metabolic bundle is including our Aligner Health book. A lot of our patients may already have this. There's a chapter in here that walks through the advanced plan specifically. Really, though, this is a short-term solution to kickstarting your metabolism. It's going to help. This diet literally helps you burn fat, detoxify your body. It reduces inflammation in your body and helps balance your hormones and helps balance your metabolism. So I've told people I separated my shoulder about 8 years ago. My AC joint, it aches pretty constantly. It's not normal anymore. When I eat this advanced plan, those shoulder aches almost go away because I help regulate the inflammation in my body. So really all it is eating foods by nature, right? Cutting out the processed foods, cutting out the high carb foods. It walks you through this. So what I love about this section here in the book, and you guys all have access to this, is literally it just gives you a checklist. So like right there, that's right here's the checklist. It just tells you buy this, eat that. In the back of our book here, tons of recipes on the advanced plan. I actually have a few examples here. We're not asking you to eat cardboard. I'm asking you to eat healthy. So the key here is you've got to be prepared. That means you've got to make your menu a week in advance. You got to go shopping a week in advance. The biggest reason why people fail is because they open up their cupboard and there's cookies and crackers and chips in there, and you're already hungry. You don't want to go to the grocery store, buy and then cook. So you've got to be prepared for this. This is part for that max bundle. What included is 4 20-minute sessions with the doctor. We're going to sit down and we're going to go through this. We're going to help you spell out your menu. We're going to help you walk through how to be successful with the dietary changes here. Remember, we're making this happen. We're committing to making these changes. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. So we're going to make it happen here. Now, here's the protein. So protein is also included in that max bundle. It absolutely matters what you break your fast with. So breakfast, break your fast. If you're intermittent fasting and you skip breakfast, then you would do your shake at lunch. If you do it normally, where we're doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner, your breakfast would be your protein shake. You would take your supplements. Then you would do advanced plan meal for lunch and an advanced plan meal for dinner. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have questions, please ask. But just to reiterate, protein is the number one metabolic boosting supplement that you can take. It's one of them. What that means, there's something called thermal effect, and that's our next slide. Let's get to it. There's something called thermal effect. So the protein you're eating actually takes more energy to break down and digest than fat and carbs. So the energy you're using, this thermal effect, thermic effect, you're regulating and you're working your metabolism more effectively by eating healthy protein, right? And that's the key here. A lot of people, they'll buy organic fruits and vegetables, and then they'll go get their protein from like GNC or the vitamin shop, and it's garbage. It's got fillers in it. It's got sugar in it. It's got artificial chemicals and sweeteners in it. The protein matters. It's huge in this case. So make sure you're eating a really clean protein. This is why we included the protein in our metabolic bundle. Not all calories are the same. This is the reason why we don't count calories. A lot of people say calories in versus calories out. You could break it down very simply like that. But as an example, if you eat, a Twinkie, which I don't know how many calories are in a Twinkie. I haven't had a Twinkie probably since I was 5. But whatever those, let's say it's 500 calories in a Twinkie. That's much different than eating 500 calories worth of almonds. Hopefully that makes sense, right? So that's when you break your fast. You want to say, I'm just going to have a calorie. It doesn't matter what it is. We want to make sure we're having healthy calories in. Here's an example. I'll make this a little bit bigger. The advanced plan grocery shopping list. So as part of the max bundle, you're also going to get our grocery store shopping guide. This is basically something you can keep with you, and it just when you're in the grocery store. That's what the advanced plan is. Just buy stuff out of there. You'll notice that in the bottom corner here, I put a recipe. I've got 2 more recipes. These are just examples. The black bottom strawberry pie is one of my favorite foods on the planet. It's super easy to make. It's delicious. I don't even put the stevia in it. It says stevia for sweetness. I don't even use the stevia at all. I think the berries are sweet enough. My point of this is that we're not asking you to eat cardboard. This shouldn't be a freak out moment. This should just be what we normally should be eating. And I think if you really look inside yourself, I think we all understand, yeah, I probably should just be eating these healthy things right here. It says condiments on the side here. I did want to hit that. I think it mentions mayonnaise, salad dressing, marinades. These have got to be homemade. Essentially, what we're telling you to do here is read your labels, right? If you read your labels and it says it's loaded with sugar and chemicals and stuff you can't pronounce, you shouldn't be putting it on your food. But there's some salad dressing, olive oil and vinegar, lemon. What a great salad dressing. There's a homemade mayonnaise that can work as like almost a ranch dressing as well. It's 1 egg, cup of olive oil seasoning, and you just blend it up. I'm happy to watch. It's my other favorite thing on the planet as a snack for our family. So, all right, here, herb butter, salmon and asparagus, super veggie minestrone soup. I mean, come on, these aren't terrible recipes, right? Take a breath. We just got to start eating healthy. That's really the key. This is where I get the biggest groan. This is where I get the biggest complaint from. No alcohol or cheat meals for these 30 days. One, I mean, very seriously, if it's really difficult for you to not drink alcohol for 30 days, that's a whole different problem that you probably should address. I don't want to make light of it. But the point here is, I'm not against alcohol. I don't have a drink pretty often with my neighbors. We got a really tight group of neighbors. We hang out in the driveway. We'll have a couple of drinks. But what a great time of year to do this 30-day challenge, because right now, guys, we're not out in the driveway. It's freaking cold out. So what a great time. Take advantage of this time and let's cut out that alcohol. I think I don't need to say a whole lot about this. We know alcohol is not great for us. So we're going to go 30 days, no alcohol, no cheat meals. And this is part of that mindset. Decide. The root word, the Latin word of decide is cut off. That's what it means, the cut off. I've made a decision. I'm cutting off everything but what's most important. Right. So this is where we changed that mindset and said, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm cutting it out. It's 30 days. I'm not asking you to do this for the rest of your life. Your body's going to thank you. Your liver is going to thank you. Your future self is going to thank you. Your family is going to thank you. The amazing changes you make here. Cheat meals. Well, what this means, this is like some people do a diet and they give themselves a cheat day. I'm just going to eat ice cream and whatever that day. We're not having cheat days. We're doing 30 days straight through, and we're going to see amazing changes in our body. Now, if you're hungry, remember, if you're hungry, eat. There's going to be a little bit of give and take here. If you're changing from a pretty poor diet to this advanced plan diet, your body may be going through like some sugar withdrawals and some cravings. Well, as long as you eat advanced plan, right, you can have a little snack in there. I'm okay with that, right? Because I don't want you to go, like, hey, I'm going to go eat some walnuts or some almonds to kind of curb that craving. Another tip here, if you feel like you're never satisfied or you're always wanting to eat, healthy fat will cut that off immediately. So if you're somebody that doesn't mind like the taste or texture, when I feel like I'm on that second cookie or second chip and I'm going to keep going, I'll go get a scoop of coconut oil, down the hatch, immediately all my cravings go away. Your body was just looking for healthy energy. It was looking for good energy. That's what you give it with healthy fat. All right, so if we're not drinking beer, what do we drink? How about some water? Right, obviously the healthiest thing on the planet for us. We're drinking half our body weight in ounces. If you're 200 pounds, you're drinking 100 ounces of water every day. Drink more if you can. Great. A little fresh squeezed lemon in there. Fantastic. Pro tip, drink as much as you can in the morning. So as soon as you wake up, go to the sink and drink as much water as you possibly can, because that's when your body's going to be usually the most thirsty, and it's kind of craving that water. It's also going to help you flush. It's going to be the easy way to get those ounces in if you do it right there in the morning. Reading, we're reading 10 pages a day. We want you to be a healthy, happy individual. I don't want you just to lose weight or gain weight or put on muscle and be cranky about it. So this is a place to take time for yourself, become well-rounded. We need more positivity. We need more healthy outlooks out there. Like shocker, in our Metabolism bundle, we include a book. So if you're not sure what book to read, here you go. You get the Align Your Health book with it. I'd recommend also The Paleo Cardiologist is a great book. By Dr. Jack Wolfson. So if you need other book suggestions, ask us. We're happy to help you, but it's 10 pages per day. 10 pages per day. And just for the record, how satisfying is that? Also, you're gonna read a book over the next month. What an accomplishment. I'm pretty excited about that. The progress picture. This is maybe the most uncomfortable part of it. Just remember, though, this isn't for anybody else. This is just for you. You don't need to share this. You don't need to show anybody unless you want to. If you want to, I would highly encourage it. In fact, we have a private Facebook page called Dr. Degnan's Health Tips. I'll show you. You'll have some links for it here in a little bit that you can use a QR code and go right there. We do that private Facebook page because I'm fully aware that we don't want, maybe the whole world knowing our dietary things or our progress pictures. The reason we do the progress picture, and you have a choice. You can do it daily, so taking a progress picture every single day or once a week. And the reason we do that is for some people, as you lose the fat and bring up the muscle, the scale, the scale may not change. You may weigh the exact same, but a progress picture is going to show you the amazing changes your body chemistry is making. Another one is it's just motivation. It's straight. It's your brain needs a kickstart to see your body change. Huge motivator. And if you're able to share that, it's going to be a massive motivator for other people as well. So I would encourage you, if you feel comfortable to do that, to share that progress picture. We're going to talk about, for those of you who have the bundle, in our 20-minute sessions, we'll talk about the best ways to help you stay motivated and be successful. All right, that's the 30-day challenge. Progress picture, protein shake and supplements daily, two meals, advanced plan, have your body weight in ounces, 45-minute workout broken up however you need to. Chiropractic adjustments and home care. I love that we've got this in here. Just remember, if your spine's not healthy, none of this can be healthy. If you haven't seen a chiropractor, that's a really great first step to get some amazing results. For our patients here, most likely you've been given home care, which means these are things you should be doing every day. Some of you may have not opened your home care yet. Some of you may not be doing your home care. As part of this 30-day challenge, let's incorporate that. Let's get you the very best results and as healthy as possible. No alcohol, cheat meals, and then 10 pages of reading a day. That's your 30-day challenge. Here's the Kickstart bundle. So we have our LRQ. We actually, if you signed up for this webinar, we should have texted you a link to the LRQ yesterday. I've gotten I think 7 or 8 back already. Really excited about that. That's the kickstart for everything. That gives you kind of a snapshot of how healthy you are and maybe some really immediate areas that you need to work on. The Align Your Health book is a part of this. 4 20-minute consults, so basically once a week over the 30 days. So this is how it works. If you've got the Kickstart bundle and you're doing the 30-day challenge, we want to schedule this first sit down. I'm giving you a week from now till next Friday. So you're going to schedule that, and when we have that first sit down, that's going to kick off your 30-day challenge. It's going to give you time to prepare. You're going to walk away with your bundle, with your max greens, your detox, your essentials, and your protein. You're going to walk away with your book and your grocery. The next thing is your grocery shopping guide. That's all part of this. The private Facebook page, those QR codes, those are your links. If you need those, again, the beauty of the webinar is you can go back and watch this and rewind. It'll be posted on Facebook and YouTube, so you can get these links, or Sarah can text you these links if you need them. All right, just let us know. But we're going to get those consults set up, and then we're going to set you up for success here. The supplements you're getting are max essentials for either men or women. This is a vitamin D. This is your multivitamin. This is your omegas, your fish oils. This is your B supplements, your B vitamins, and your magnesium. Amazing what this covers. This is the basics. If you're not taking this, you've got to start there. This is going to help jumpstart your body into being healthy. Just as a pretty neat breakdown, the essentials, they retail for like $100. We sell them in our office for $75. But if you took each of those supplements individually, it's like $152 if you bought those individually. Over $50 savings just on that supplement alone, and really well-rounded. The Max Greens, this is great for cognitive. This is great for memory. This is great for brain fog. It's got, I think, 50 different nutrients in it. Vegetables, fruits, mushrooms, your herbs, your spices, probiotics. Now, I wish I could get all that from my normal diet, but I don't know if I could possibly eat 50 different, fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, probiotics throughout my day. Just clean, organic ingredients. The detox system, I talked about that earlier. As you start to get more efficient and regulate your metabolism, you're going to be releasing toxins into the body. And let's face it, we also live in a toxic world. So we got to help clean those toxins out. Really easy, really gentle. 2 capsules in the morning, 2 capsules at night. Your protein, you have a choice between our whey protein and our plant protein. The whey protein is 100% grass-fed. There's no artificial sweeteners or fillers, nothing in it. It's sweetened by stevia. Same thing with the plant protein, organic, no fillers, and no sweeteners. And when I talk about having the right protein, this is key. This is going to help with that efficiency and help you regulate, because remember that protein is one of the big burners of the metabolism. Just to give you, this is actually one of my packets. This is what that looks like. So they come in these individual packets here, easy to travel with, easy to carry. All right. I don't want to brush over this too quickly, but this isn't the main part of today's webinar. This is called Max Metabolics. We are literally introducing it right now. We're live on Facebook. We're introducing Max Metabolics as I'm speaking here. This is Dr. Delphine and Sarah's. This is their program they're going to be running in our office. If you're doing all the basics, if you notice in our office, we have a basic line of supplementation. That's what most people should be taking. Max Metabolics is going deeper. It's figuring out why things are happening if we have trouble figuring them out ourselves. It's testing our blood. It's urine samples. It's taking this testing process and coming up with a specific plan to help you maximize your results. Supplementation, exercise. So this is literally the next step. This is going deeper. This is not for everybody. This is something that really wants to make a change. They want to get the testing done to figure it out. So look for that information coming out in our office. Dr. Delphine's going to do her own introductory for it. We're going to have a launch party for that. We're really excited that we're able to bring this into our office. All right, LRQ, Life Risk Questionnaire. This is where everything starts. Here's that QR code again. Snap that here. Get the link from us. Take that. Even if you're just that person here that just wants the information, at least do the LRQ. You're going to get that information back real time. I'll get it as well. It's coming straight to my email. We can sit down and we can discuss it. But this will at least get you started and point you in the direction that you may need help with. Facebook page. Here's that private Facebook page, Dr. Degnan's Health Tips. Go ahead and join that group. If you're looking for questions, I mean, this is support as far as, guys, I'm struggling my 30 days. I'm gonna break here. I need some new recipes. I need help. What do I eat? This is where I tried a recipe, it didn't work. Here's my progress picture. This is where you support others and you get support from our community. And remember, it's private groups. So we're all like-minded. We're all pushing towards the same goals. So as a chiropractor, I would be remiss if I did not talk about the spine and some function a little bit more in depth. Most people, when they talk about being healthy, it's all about how you look and how you feel. Now, if we talk about in our office, that's probably the most dangerous way to judge our health, how you look and how you feel, because everybody looks good and everybody feels good until what? Until you don't, until something happens, until something goes wrong. That's never the way to go about your health. We're never just waiting till it's an issue, right? We don't start brushing our teeth when we get a cavity, right? We don't wait to become, sickly to go to a hospital or something like that. We got to be proactive with our health. We got to take charge here. So that's what chiropractic is all about. Health is 100% function. How are you functioning? How's your spine functioning? If your brain and your body can't communicate, then you're going to be in trouble. If you've never had your spine checked, if you've never had an x-ray of your neck, your low back, your mid back, how do you know how healthy it is? If you played sports, if you've had a car accident, if you had a slip and a fall, if you sit at a desk, right? If you're beating up your spine and you don't know how healthy it is, you're only going to wait for a bigger problem. So we have what we call our Family and Friends Day coming up. This is one of my favorite days in the office. I'm so glad it correlates with this. That's, I believe, next week. It's the week of the 16th. For just a donation to charity, and we're donating to Stand for Health Freedom. That's the charity we're working with this time. Just for a donation to Stand for Health Freedom, you get a full comprehensive check in our office, consultation with the doctor, x-rays if needed, exams, and we'll go through that full first visit with you, and you're simply donating to a good cause. So hopefully family, friends, if they live in the area, let them know. Let's get you checked. If we have people out of state, like I said, I'll find a chiropractor. So as we wrap up, I hope you've learned something about metabolism. We've got action steps to take. If you're not sure where to go next, come talk to us, reach out to us. We're here to help you. We've got the 30-day challenge, the Metabolic Kickstart Bundle, get your chiropractic assessment. We got Family and Friends Day. And if you're ready for that, really the next level of getting healthy, getting your blood and your urine checked, we got the metabolics testing that we've introduced here in the office. Okay, God bless. Happy Friday. I hope you all have a good weekend. If you've signed up for the Metabolics Bundle, make sure you get your 20-minute consultation scheduled this week coming up. That's what's going to kick off your 30-day challenge. I can't wait to do this with you guys. I'm very blessed to be part of your lives. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the office.